Hey guys, I am hanging out with Rachel at the
Chiricahua Desert Museum.
And we are hanging out with a desert king snake right now. Check this guy out. Super cool.
So pretty. You can see that most of the desert king snakes have this pattern. They're black saddled with yellow on the sides. But there are some in this area that are completely black. They only have yellow on the belly, which is pretty neat. Have this beautiful dark face.
But you can find this guy out in the desert right out here too.
Yep, right out here. He's a local. And the neatest thing about king snakes is that they love to eat other snakes. And they actually have specialized stomach muscles that fold up a snake similar to an accordion. And so they can really cram more food into their belly. They love to eat venomous snakes or non-venomous, doesn't matter. They're great to have around your house if you don't want baby rattlesnakes around.
So they have some natural adaptation to being bit by snake venom.
Or overtaking snakes in general. Just the way that they grab a hold of them, they know how to do it in a manner that
they're specialized to eat other snakes.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they don't pass up a meal of rodents or birds or anything like that either. They'll eat whatever you give them. But in the wild, I always tell people, these are a good snake to have around. The adults will eat anything that an adult rattlesnake will eat, and these guys will even eat baby rattlesnakes, so it helps keep the venomous away.
If you want them out of your yard.
Mm-hmm.
And venomous have their place. You already saw a video earlier where we were saving, I was out in the desert and we were actually doing rattlesnake relocations when they get in people's houses and stuff. Venomous are really important, but let's say you just don't want to have one in your yard. You'd rather have these guys.
Yep.
It'd be a good one.
A lot of times it's people with young kids that don't know the difference, and so they just don't want venomous snakes around, which I understand.
So what are you looking at now here?
So these are coach whips. You can find them all over the American Southwest. They are usually pretty.
Right outside the door.
Right outside the door. They're extremely fast, and you can see they have huge eyes. They use their eyes to hunt, and they really prefer to eat lizards and small food items that they can easily take over. They have really high metabolisms. They eat more often than other snakes do, and you can see by the way they move that they definitely use way more energy than other snakes do
they
in this area.
they definitely got their...
They're very fast. You're the feisty one, but you're prettier. Don't you bite me. Come here. All right, fine. We'll take you out. We'll take the boy out.
So you
He's
get
not
for
as
being
pretty,
feisty.
but I know.
You don't get to go out on field trips if you're feisty.
Yeah, she likes to hiss.
But she is pretty. Let's check her out.
Oh, isn't she pretty?
Look how pretty. Look at that colored pattern on her.
Yeah.
Got a lot of color to her.
Yeah, that brick red. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Oh!
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh!
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be the feisty one.
Grumbles.
Probably.
Oh, his little tail's going too. Not anymore. Now he's just calm. He knows the drill now.
He knows what's up now.
Yeah.
He gave you his warning. He sees he's not in trouble. That's the one thing about snakes, guys. A lot of people, they hate snakes. And they're like, oh, snakes are terrible. But really...
It's a lot of bluff.
Yeah, and if they know they're not going to get hurt in any way, they really don't care. Like, they'll crawl all over you and they won't bite you. But if they're not been conditioned, they haven't been handled before, they're a wild snake, or you step on them. Even in the wild, rattlesnakes and stuff, a lot of times will try to get away from you. Most snakes will just actually try to get away from you.
Yep.
But if you step on them, they might bite you.
And a lot of bites happen in captivity because most of the time when you open the door, there's food coming into the cage.
So they've basically associated that sliding glass, seeing you even.
Yep.
They've associated you with a source of food. So, hey, it's not necessarily that I don't like you, it's just that I'm thinking that I'm getting food and I'm not.
Yep, exactly, yeah. And that's why she's a little grumperson, because she thought she was getting a mouse.
She thinks it's time to get food. She's like, where's my food?
And these are just Sonoran gopher snakes. Again, just from they're local right to this area. And they're one of the first snakes to wake up from brumation every year, which is pretty neat.
When do they wake up?
Usually monsoon season is the time when everything wakes up. But people actually have started seeing rattlesnakes right now because it's 80 degrees outside currently. So snakes are a little confused. Usually they wake up with the rains, but since it's been so warm lately.
But you've actually had reports even this week that, wow.
Yep.
And so we're still here in March. So
yes,
that's
it's
early.
hot. Yeah, last February we found the biggest western diamondback at my house that I've ever seen, and it was the first week of February. It had just snowed a couple weeks before that, but it warmed up.
Now you think
that
they're
day.
out for good, or will they maybe go back down a little bit as it got some cooler weeks?
I don't think
it's
that
still getting
they're
cold at
hunting
night.
it.
It's still getting cold at night. That's the thing.
It is. It was 27 degrees a couple nights ago, so it is still quite cold. So they're staying close to their little den, their brumation place, and they won't be coming out and waking up for good.
They're not making a lot of distance right now. They're just kind of staying close to home.
Basking, doing things like that. Come on, honey. Yeah, see, this was the one that
This is the feisty one.
initially, was going to chomp me, but
now she knows she's not getting food.
Yeah.
She's kind of gotten more in chill mode. But you can see that pretty color on her.
yeah, she's so pretty.
Say hi.
I thought she was going to hiss for a second.
I thought she was going to give us a hiss.
Oh, she's chilled out now. Smelling the smells.
Checking out her environment.
All right, there you go, little baby.
What's the name of this plant here? Because I've seen this plant out there. What's the name of that one? It's in your enclosure. Or am I going beyond reptiles and going to botany?
It's okay. It's a yucca stalk. So these are like little seed pods. And so they have like little discs of seeds, and they open up and then spread their seeds all over the place. But the flowers that come from the yucca are actually edible. They don't taste like anything. They taste almost like a leaf of lettuce. But it's a food source if you ever get stranded in the middle of the desert.
There you go, guys. You get stranded in the middle of the desert. You get cast on one of those survival shows. There you go, right there.
Yeah. Yep, great escape time. Come here, honey.
Cool, very cool, awesome.
Nope.
So what are we checking out here?
So this is a Coahuila box turtle. They are from this teeny tiny area called Cuatro Ciénegas in Mexico. They're very rare in the States, and he is a really special, important specimen because his bloodline is not related to any of the other bloodlines in the United States. So he came from the wild, and he has been at a couple other facilities before he came here, just in hopes that he'll breed with a female and produce some offspring.
Having that different genetic bloodline,
it's important.
For breeding and
really important.
Making little babies.
Yeah, genetic diversity. And so far, at the last facility, he drowned another female. So we call him the lady killer.
Oh no, man. Dude, don't be doing that.
I know.
You can't.
We wonder why they're so few in the wild.
How did he drown her?
The way that they mate is that the males hold the females underwater. And if the female, for any reason, is stuck under the surface and can't climb out, it
oh
happens.
Man, dangerous act.
And it happens with a lot of other species too. It's not your fault, buddy. You didn't know any better.
It's okay, sort of.
But he has successfully bred with one of our females here, and we just have to watch him. That's why he's in the cage all by himself. We have a cage for all the girls in the back, and so he is monitored when he is with the ladies, and then he is put back here when he's not breeding. Isn't he handsome?
He is.
Yeah. You're so studly. And a good indication of boy box turtle versus girl box turtle is his indentation right here. So the female turtle has to be right here, and so the shape of the shell fits nicely in this
more
little
concave.
groove there. Mm-hmm.
So
So they can breed easily.
very cool.
There you go, little buddy. Swim.
There you go.
I was hoping that she would come out, but
She's hiding under a rock here.
yeah, and she likes to bite when she's opaque.
Yep. Yeah. You don't want to come out, huh? You don't want the world to see you? Just gonna hide under your rock. But right now, what we're seeing is a behavior that you'll see with them in the wild lot.
Oh, there we go.
See, I mean, doesn't want to come out. The rock provides protection. No point in coming out.
Yep, and normally she's all over the branches, or she's hanging up here on the rock ledge, and when she's opaque,
She's
she
got
just
this
gets
big old
very
enclosure here.
cranky.
All right, we're gonna let her be.